Welcome to Ride Funhouse, episode 4. To my right is Renetta Prasad, also known around Snoopy's castle as Lady Renetta, and I am Mike Lee, who sometimes goes by the Snoopy Castle name Sir Mike. How are you?
I'm here.
Everything's all right?
Yeah. I'm alive, I guess.
Yeah.
You tell me.
You
Do I look like a corpse?
You seem vibrant, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that 2 hours of sleep does it.
Uncorpse-like. At a luxuriant 4. I did not work at the castle today. Did
Me
you?
either.
No.
That's why I'm dressed like this.
Very professional. Befitting a royal podcast. Yeah, for sure. Hence, lords and ladies. So, I do have news from the castle.
Yeah?
It's good news. Did you see the most recent Squire scroll?
Absolutely not.
You have not? Okay.
I think I avoid them.
Sarah Bell was kind enough to
Accidentally.
bring this over. Well,
Thanks, Bell.
you certainly remember Traps in, Rats out.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
It's working.
Squirrels? Oh my god, why is the rat cut in half?
Because,
Was that done with the scissors?
from a
It's so, like,
statistical standpoint,
it
the
looks
rat
like a
population.
jack-o'-lantern. Like when you go to carve it, how you do the mouth, that's what that looks like.
It's not a Thanksgiving rat. The rat population is going to decrease by about 50%.
You know, they should just relocate them.
I don't think they were actually cut in half. I think that's
Okay.
a figure of speech. But anyway, it's good news.
The picture speech.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go to all the trouble of coming up with a program and it's successful,
Gotta have some eye-popping, like, graphics. Yeah.
did that pop your eye?
Yeah, I
Okay,
got really
good.
focused on it.
That's all we needed. I also wanted to, before we get too far into the episode, to make all this noise, I wanted to say a few things with your indulgence about the team that has helped us with this podcast, which you've asked to not turn into a full show. One day you'll know if we hit the mark or not.
Probably not.
I wanted to thank all the people who have helped us with this podcast from the very beginning. You know, starting with, it's not funny, they worked hard. Please. The years of effort that have gone into
I'm
this.
so stuck on
Okay.
the Can you imagine if you had that person? Oh my god, I wouldn't be here. Okay,
that's
I'm
the
done
interview.
now.
That's coming up.
Ooh, I'm not
Okay.
showing up on that day.
Why can't
Mike
you
will
do
be
that?
giving his first interview.
You can pull that off.
Could
Please.
not. I
Right.
avoid people on purpose.
Are we still on the right background? Am I had to crawl through and fix that? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The
Okay.
jack-o'-lantern rat.
Yeah. Well, Lady Renetta, I'd like to thank all the people who have helped us with this project.
I mean, they're pretty dope.
From
So.
the very beginning, that would include, obviously, Abby Meyer, Manny Batt, Beth Biles, Elizabeth Clark Birdwick, Abel Blanco, and Owen Lee. They've been here from the beginning. No end to the effort they put into this. My friend and roommate Kay Ming has made great suggestions here. Harley, Edgar, Rachel has spent time on this. Lenore made flames for our pit puppers up there, and the pit theme itself was influenced by Jared. My brother Brian wrote 3 fantastic music tracks, satisfied our needs. And of course, Renetta, who committed the original sin of greenlighting this project when it was first raised. So thank you for that. Because
Oh my god.
because here we are doing silly things. Which
Said the original sin.
you were the first.
Are we adding that to?
It's like somebody can throw an idea out, but somebody has to support it. So anyway, I think you deserve
Always
credit
about
for
to
that.
support the bad ones. It's the most fun.
You remember that time we talked about the history of track rides, and you said probably started off with something going down a mountain?
Did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was trying to think. Okay,
I feel like you would know because you watch the show. I don't.
Somebody should, I suppose.
Hey,
I'll
if you watch it,
yeah.
you keep me on track of what I say, I guess.
I'm keeping track of what you said because you made a guess as to what the first track ride might have been, and you said it probably wasn't this, it was probably this, and you were saying down the slope, something that went down. We ruled out the pyramids. The idea you came up with of it being, remember that?
Yeah.
That is microphone. If it was not the pyramids, you said down the side of a mountain, and there's so much truth in that. That of course people did ride toboggans, but in terms of creating a chute that would lead to like the first track rides, it was down the side of mountains, and people replicated it. Remember when someone would come up to the castle entrance and would say, "Is Snoopy es la Montaña Rusa?" Right. And say, "No, Snoopy no es la Montaña Rusa,"
Yeah.
because it is not a Russian mountain,
Yeah.
and it was these Russian mountain rides that were false slides. If you've never seen these before, I hadn't until you threw that idea out there. And sure enough, is there a date at the bottom of that?
1600s.
Yeah. So let's go back then and think about how long that was before someone was given credit for the first Ferris wheel. George Ferris, the 1890s. Here we have, what is that? 1600s.
Do you know something crazy? When you look at this, it looks like there are tiny little stairs on it, right? Like on the actual slope. It reminded me of Princess Diaries, like the last one, where they're like taking the mattresses and sliding down the stairs. That's literally what that looked like to me. That's where my brain went. Yeah.
I don't remember that scene.
It looks like I would try it, honestly.
Yeah.
If I had a staircase big enough
Well, in the back
and
of
a
the pit,
mattress
there's...
that I felt like moving.
Yeah, Ming has a mattress hidden in the back of the pit, and
Yeah.
there's a staircase leading down here. So
I don't think yours has enough stairs.
maybe not.
or,
And probably enough stairs for you to
width.
break your neck.
So then I should definitely do it.
That wouldn't be fun. It'd make us all very sad. Well, anyway, you guessed it, and Catherine the Great of Russia, in the following century, added something to this technology. We'll put the picture up somewhere on the screen. Manny will.
Right here in front of my face.
It'll be just like that.
No, it'll be like right.
No! Cover your face,
You can just see the
you
eyeballs.
goose. Anyway, maybe he'll do that now. You haven't seen what he can do. Pretty
That's
amazing.
correct. I trust him.
So Catherine the Great did some additions to that concept of the hill, the man-made slide, where she added wheels to the sleds and grooves that the wheels would travel in.
Okay.
While that's not a track, it is definitely a step in the direction
Yeah.
of a groove leads to a track. So we're getting closer. And I want to find the first thing like that that had a name. The first thing that was at festivals and came back every year, where this track ride. And I know from the book that we bought that we do eventually get to horses on tracks instead of a carousel. But I don't know the first one yet. There's something in the middle that we haven't stumbled across yet. But you were spot on.
What do you think came first? The carnivals or the festivals with the rides?
The one from the 500s that had the bear baskets, that's pretty far back to have a ride.
Yeah.
Look at this. George Ferris getting credit for the Ferris wheel in the 1890s? I think not. What does that look like to you?
21.
Yeah. 1791. Is that what you said?
21.
1721. What does it look like?
It's definitely embarrassing.
It's definitely. And it's no George Ferris living in 1721. So what he introduced at the World's Fair in Chicago was evolved from this concept. They called those ups and downs when they were first making recurring appearances in festivals.
You know,
for obvious reasons. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty original.
So
It's a good name.
yeah, so somebody thought, let's build this thing. Probably fingers and toes were lost in the testing of it, but also needs
Can
to
you
be
imagine just the bottom of your
Oh.
basket just dragging on the ground because you didn't give it enough room
just
to actually make the full circle?
Yeah, I want
And then you go from the bottom of the basket dragging to your legs dragging,
deciding what the height
or
requirement
it
would
like tilts forward and your face gets dragged because it just didn't support your body weight the proper way. That's crazy.
the thing tilts and falls sideways to the ground.
Yeah, just completely sideways. Somebody gets trapped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the piling didn't go far down enough into the mud. Yeah, yeah, absolutely weird.
Listen, it had to have happened. Carnivals or like traveling carnivals, whatever, still have trouble keeping their rides down, and
They absolutely
it's
do.
2022, so
Someone wants to die on one of those rides as it spins. I heard, flattened back against the wall. That's not how I want to go. Not on that ride.
Yeah.
But hey, you choose your own way if you have the luxury to do so. But what I think we need to do is see if you want to hazard a further guess as to where do you think the first track ride might have appeared? As something
like
that was
what
like,
part of the world?
let's say it wasn't, if you constructed them during wintertime in Russia or other nations as an evolution of a toboggan, say, well, it's winter, let's have these winter sports, let's have that slide with channels in it. Where do you think it went next? Because I'm asking this because I don't want to jump ahead of where you might guess.
I think it would go into like mining after that.
Yeah?
That would be your track.
So
You
something
don't
to
think
do with,
some goofball was just like, I'm gonna just climb into this thing and just like let that sucker go, and I'm gonna make my way through this mine?
okay, so Seven Dwarfs Mine Train as
yeah.
as the most recent evolution of
No, like I think like in actuality, before it became a ride, someone definitely had to have done that. There's absolutely no way I would be doing that job and not go, this is wild, let's go. And some other goofball working with me goes, yeah, I'll release it for you.
I'm going to put $20 on you being dead ass correct.
I am not going to do that.
I
I'm
think
probably wrong.
I think I'm going to be able to, by the time we record the next episode, prove that you in some way, shape, or form are.
Because like you go from sledding and like going down to like dirt hill to then making a track when you're digging to do whatever. Like I don't see where else it would go.
Okay. By midnight, I'll know. And
God.
be my jaw agape. Like, she did it again. Okay. This is going to be good.
Midnight? That's way too early. It's almost 10 o'clock, dude.
By one night.
That's
Okay, that's better.
by the time I die.
Nope. Nope. Okay, so we are going to look into the possibility of the evolution tying in with mining tracks. Okay. Absolutely.
Because did the mine? Yeah. Never mind. What I was gonna say would have been very dumb, so we're not gonna say that.
Well, that would be the first time, and that would be good.
I've
Okay.
said many dumb things.
We would,
I don't
we'd
know what he's
underscore
talking
it
about.
somehow. I don't even have to make it my job to be dumb. I just sit here and the mouth opens. There was another thing that you talked about with Lady Abby.
We did a lot of talking.
You had a fantastic conversation.
Yeah, it was fun. They
Yes.
don't even get to see the good parts.
And I was, you got to live through it, so you don't have to watch it back. Maybe one day. You both were enthusiastic about this idea, and I was over here with the bell biting my tongue because when you threw out the idea for the magic school bus ride, you immediately went to how would you pull that off?
Yeah.
How would you portray the shrinking element in a ride like that? And there, of course, are examples of that.
I have an idea for that myself. For like the magic school bus type thing, You know how they did, like, years ago, they brought, like, Tupac back as the, what is the word I'm looking for?
Hologram?
Yeah, as a hologram. Can you imagine if they just had, like, a hologram big enough to be, like, an enlarged Miss Frizzle or, like, an enlarged bus that just came up around you and you're, like, in the middle of this hologram, but you're fully seeing it, like, around you, like you're sitting in the bus? Like, that shit would be so dope. Like,
Yes.
it can't be like a ride that's like just you're sitting on the bus and then like the giant entire wall of a TV is pretending to move you. Like that's not enough for like this type of interactive ride. So like to be in a space where that literally comes up above you, or the screen like or the projection just comes up around you in some way, that shit would be dope as hell.
You are going to be shocked at how correct you are.
God,
I'm once again.
I'm going to be wrong. Just let me be wrong.
No, you.
Just let it happen after the fact. Someone be
You
like,
could be
yeah,
wrong
let's
one
do
day,
that.
but I'm
wrong
not sure if
every
you
day
know
of my
how to be
life.
wrong. That's the great part. Okay, 1957, Lady Renetta.
Was I alive then?
No, you were
Okay.
12 years away from birth, as was I.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that cool year, 1969, when Manson came around and did the shit. On the moon. Okay,
On the moon?
so in Disneyland, which had only been open 2 years in 1957, they were coming up with a new idea for a ride, which debuted in a different form 10 years later. It was called Adventure Through Inner Space. But that one is called, is it Micro World or Microland?
World.
Micro World. Okay, so that was going to be, obviously, people sitting in little vehicles that looked like amoebas or parameciums, and they were going to be shrunk inside a microscope and go into the world of what they call later inner space, trying to seek the heart of an
That's
atom.
not exactly what I was thinking.
What?
I don't think this is exactly... Space Mountain isn't exactly what I was thinking.
It's because when you got into the microscope, they did the projections on scrims that made the things that you were entering look like they were getting larger and larger around you. They weren't holograms because nobody had that projection technology.
yeah.
But it is the same thing that people look at in the Haunted Mansion's ballroom and they say those are holograms. No, it's literally
Oh,
things
yeah,
reflecting.
They do say that.
Yeah. So of course there's no holograms in a ride from 1967, but it looks like what people mistake for holograms. So here's a little more concept art of
I
that.
don't think it would be able to be an omni-mover, per se. I think you would have to have the instances where you, like, pause.
In a Magic School Bus setting, I think you would
Yes,
have to have that.
You would have to have
Yeah.
that instance of pause.
Right. Unless it was.
Because then you wouldn't be able to, like, thoroughly, like, get the experience of it. Don't know how it would actually function, but, like, for the hologram to come up, like, fully and be the thing, you can't
You can't be constantly moving at the same
Yeah.
speed, right? Because you have to feel like your school bus is stopping, and not with
Yeah.
wall-sized projections.
Yeah.
They're like a TV projection.
Correct.
Right. So,
It wouldn't, yeah.
well, you were so close to right on that you still got it right.
I
It's-
think
It's
being
it's
close to right means you were wrong.
you were
Because therefore
you were
you were not,
3/4 of
in
the way
fact,
to being
right.
like nail on the head, and that's still frightening because it is essentially what a hologram would look like, just done with films and screens, but transparent films and screens, so everything looks like you're passing through it, or that those things are passing through solid matter. So I think you still get credit. Microworld was never built. The 1967 version, Adventure Through Inner Space. Manny is a big fan of that one.
Can you imagine
Manny and Sass.
seeing a microscope with a giant eyeball looking at you like that?
Well, you're going to see it because there's footage of that out there.
That's wild.
blinking eye. My father
That's
took
how
a
you traumatize a child.
my father took a slide photo of the eyeball looking down. So it's yeah. I'll make sure you see that. It's literally
that's
just
cool.
the slide is one giant eyeball.
Remind me to
So.
finish reading that later. So
Yeah, yeah. You can
This
take
way,
that.
I'm still paying attention to the things you say
Yeah, you can.
as
take
you're
that.
saying
Well,
them.
that's
Since I
fine.
don't
Yeah.
go back and watch. Don't worry.
You were so good in guessing. I cannot wait to find out. I really look all this stuff up. So, yeah.
Who was messing around one day working on the what did I say it was? The mining?
The mining track ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We'll
I would actually like to fully try that out one day. I know it would be completely inappropriate. Where would I actually go find someone that would allow me to do this? Don't know, but I would actually try it out.
an actual mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Good.
no. I don't think
Like-
I would. I
like
think
Indian.
I'm being a
What? Mail Bear! Oh, Mail Bear's back. Hello! How are you? Thank you for coming back to the pit of hate. Quite a trek. Ooh, I wonder what
What
that
was
was.
that?
I don't know.
I got mail though.
Are the phones okay? That's we're good. Oh, mail. Okay.
I'm
Is there
very
any mail for
curious.
Renetta?
God, why is that so?
Oh, Mail Bear. Oh,
Wow,
There is.
that's pretty big. That's
Yeah.
hefty.
did you order something?
I didn't think I did.
Okay. Mail Bear, thank you so much. That was so good. You just come in here and give us something to talk about.
Bye.
Yeah. So random. You want to open yours first?
We can open them simultaneously, but you can go first and share.
Mine
Or would
plays
you
a-
like
mine-
me to go first?
Well, go ahead.
Wow,
You go
that's
first.
really large
Yeah.
when you charge.
Yeah.
Is that the? That's it. Yeah, that's it.
What you got?
Lioness.
Lioness. Like Simba's wife? Lioness! Really? Where did you find that?
I didn't
What?
order it.
You didn't order it?
It was delivered.
It's a gift from someone?
Wow, that's wild.
Oh, from Italy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what is it? It's a comic book?
So it's not in English? Yeah, it's not in English.
Huh. So you found a Charlie Brown comic book from Italy.
Yeah,
that is
right here
just,
in this envelope. That was
just
delivered to me.
Just Linus? It's like a breakout character? Like Jughead?
Jughead. Wow.
Can I
So
see
he
it?
looks pretty upset right there. He's yelling.
Oh.
See all those teeth?
Growlf. Oh, that's why Mel Bear had it. It's a bear set.
Yeah.
Growlf.
Well, that's a fancy stamp.
But what does it say?
I'm assuming it says stamp.
Il Stampo. Yeah, that's definitely. It is 100% an Italian Linus comic book. Or wait, why is there an advertisement for a lighter?
Because the world sucks and they like to make money off of killing people.
I don't
I
think.
think that's my answer.
I don't think this is for kids.
You gotta
Right.
start them young. How else will they buy your cigarettes
Yeah,
by
this
the
is-
time they're old enough to?
Well,
Or steal them out of their parents' pockets because fire was put in our mouth.
this is a cross between a comic book and a
Advertising?
Mad magazine.
What is that? Oh, advertising.
Serpico. Well, this is clearly not for children.
Are you sure?
Well, you know.
You gotta learn sometime, I guess.
Al Pacino as an undercover cop in New York City, 1973 was that? I don't know. Remember Serpico? Did your parents take you to see Serpico when you were? No. Did your This is especially relevant because I was asking someone today if their father took them to see Jaws, when they were my age when it came out, 6. So your age. Did you see Jaws at 6?
I honestly can't remember when I first saw Jaws.
Like,
I've seen it many times.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't remember the first time I saw it.
oh, okay. Well, at any rate,
I feel like it was not when I was 6 because I'm sure my parent at the time,
would not
Would not have.
wanted you to see.
yeah. But I could be wrong. I don't have the best memory.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
couldn't tell you.
had a father who would take me to see the things he wanted to see. So it just happened to be Jaws. I think this is the Dollar Theater. And traumatic.
Mine would have been more of a Clint Eastwood Western movie
Okay.
before it would have
Well,
been Jaws.
Yeah. The person
Yeah.
who was,
The guns out.
yeah,
Yeah.
the chair.
Hopefully not the chair.
Not the chair.
We don't want that.
Yeah. Dirty Harry,
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Jaws,
Good stuff.
What We Do in the Shadows, Star Wars, and Flash Gordon. Those are the movies that came up. Have you seen Flash Gordon? 1980.
I think I have.
Like 80. Yeah. Queen soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack.
Queen is wonderful, so
Yeah. Yeah.
can't go wrong there.
Yeah. So, at any rate, I should see since
What you
Mail Bear
got?
took all the trouble to bring me something. Oh, I recognize this. This is the very first viewer comment
Oh,
of what has now
we
become
have a viewer comment. That's
thousands.
cool. Thousands?
Yeah, we'll have to get around to them. This was my friend from high school,
Okay.
Jules Hayes. She said that the podcast is fun and educational, and she referenced the fact that we talked about the first ride being in a circular pattern, bringing us back to the Ferris wheel, which was
Yeah.
not really invented by George Ferris. Did you ever intend to get into identifying the firsts? Because that wasn't why we began this.
No, I think it's an obvious course if you're going to talk about the rides that you love or don't like, or just the makeup of any of them.
Yeah.
You're eventually, logically speaking, you're gonna question how you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's one you really hate or really like. It's a polarizing issue regardless. So you're gonna want to know how you eventually got to be where you're at now.
Well, until next time.